with an update to a breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of East Point, where police say an employee stabbing her own manager to death. This all happening inside a McDonald's on 9 Mile.
I got sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, you know, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, like, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. Don't have to stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on. And then she try to manipulate that and make it seem like we ain't doing something right. But we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked. And I caught her a few times making a mistake. And she tried to hurry up and play it off. You know, nobody's perfect. It's God, it happens. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, like, somebody might get confused. So it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. I be catching her. So all that animosity and that she keep putting in the air and stuff, they're trying to tell me, I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I tell her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative she's saying about, you know.
Boy. So we got to follow up on an insane story that I covered not too long ago out of the Detroit area involving a former McDonald's employee, an insane woman by the name of Afeni Muhammad, who stabbed her boss, her manager, to death at the restaurant at work. Okay, well, after she got sent home from work and came back, that is, because her boss was being a bully, right? A bully to her, okay? And I want to play a news clip to remind you guys of what happened in this story so that you guys get familiar with it before we get into the update. So without further ado, roll the clip.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Bitch, I ain't gonna catch you.
We just spoke with the victim's daughter, who is absolutely beside herself. You're going to be hearing from her later today on our newscast, Fox 2 News at 5 o'clock. But first of all, let's break down what happened. And I think you've got some video that you can show. This was around 8 o'clock this morning here at the McDonald's in East Point on 9 Mile. There was some sort of verbal altercation between this manager and an employee who, incidentally, the daughter says they were friends, that they were friendly. The employee goes home, according to police, gets a knife, comes back, stabs the manager. We've learned her name is Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, 6 children, a single mom, working here for 15 years, stabs her to death. And then somebody in the drive-thru, this is happening in the area of where the employees are working in the drive-thru section of the fast food restaurant. Somebody going through the drive-thru, a CPL holder, sees everything happen. He shoots his gun in the air to try to stop everything. Unfortunately, he is not successful in doing so. But as the suspect is running out of the McDonald's, the police say that the man with the gun actually ran after her and held her at gunpoint until police arrived. She was arrested. Unfortunately, Jennifer Harris, 39 years old, died once she arrived at a hospital, multiple stab wounds. We did talk to an employee. Here's what she had to say about this horrible tragedy.
She left for 5 minutes. She came back with a mask on her face, and the only thing I seen was her hands. That's how I knew it was her. And she started stabbing her, and I ran for help, and basically asking everybody, like, help or whatever. I tried to stop her. It was no stopping her. She stabbed her everywhere.
Just an absolutely horrible situation. Again, coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, you'll be hearing from Jennifer Harris's oldest daughter. The family, these kids are ages 5 to 20, 6 children altogether. They were here earlier, just moments ago, absolutely beside themselves, really not understanding any of this and why this happened. They said that their mom, they called her, everyone's nickname for her was Jamma, that she got along with everybody. She always had a smile on her face, and that the suspect, they said, was always friendly to the children and giving them stickers and always laughing and smiling with them. So the family is having an incredibly hard time processing that.
A hard time indeed. Apparently having such a hard time that one of the daughters is seeking revenge because allegedly the daughter of the victim showed up to a hearing for the woman charged in the fatal stabbing of the mother with a knife. So, this is one of those stories that is getting crazier and crazier and crazier. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
To our other top story today, chaos inside an East Point courtroom as the suspect in July's deadly McDonald's stabbing faced a judge. The victim's daughter tackled by police after leaving the courtroom and allegedly returning with a knife. But the hearing continued with prosecutors revealing how and why Afeni Muhammad allegedly stabbed her manager to death. 7 News Detroit reporter Ruta Alsanaida inside the courtroom. She's showing us what happened today and what comes next.
It was a dramatic day here at District Court in East Point as prosecutors played the surveillance video of what they say is Afeni Muhammad killing Jennifer Harris. It's that video that set off a chain reaction and left Jennifer Harris's 17-year-old daughter behind bars. This right here is video of the chaotic aftermath of the 17-year-old daughter of Jennifer Jamma Harris, who was tackled and arrested by police in the lobby of 38th District Court. East Point police say she brought a knife into the courthouse after seeing the disturbing surveillance video of her mother's murder in court. Harris's family was then barred from returning to the courtroom for the rest of Friday's hearing. Prosecutors releasing new video on what they say is 26-year-old Afeni Muhammad, her face covered with some sort of mask, a large knife hidden under her arm, walking into the back of the East Point McDonald's on July 10th, where she and her manager, Jennifer Harris, worked. Prosecutors say Muhammad was sent home earlier that day by Harris for slacking off. She later returned, allegedly stabbing Harris at least 13 times.
Even though Jennifer Harris had collapsed on her back, bleeding, the defendant intended to finish the job on the ground.
You can see in this interrogation video where Muhammad shows investigators exactly how she stabbed the victim, saying she felt no remorse because Harris constantly, quote, bullied her at work.
Wow. Now, what the news clip is saying is that allegedly this woman was sent home because she was slacking off, which I believe because I've seen videos of this woman goofing around at McDonald's while on the job, right? So I 100% believe. I mean, she's one of these young women that likes to play around on social media, probably not doing her job, and she got sent home for it. And because she got punished for slacking off, not doing her job, she thought it was justified to come back to the restaurant and to stab her manager to death and called it bullying over a job that she could easily get somewhere else. She could have easily went to, I don't know, Burger King, Arby's, Chick-fil-A. I don't know if there's any Chick-fil-A's in Detroit. But the point is that it wasn't like she was doing a high-skilled job where, it's difficult to find another job and, she couldn't work somewhere else. She could have got another job somewhere else. But instead, she decided to kill a woman for holding her accountable over the lack of work that she was doing. It's crazy, man. It really is. You talk about a woman who's a single mother, a manager at a restaurant, probably working her tail off for customers to do the right thing. Clearly she cares because, when you have slackers, she's not just letting them sit on a job and get paid to do nothing. She's holding people accountable, and she got punished for that. She lost her life, or she had her life stolen, to be more accurate, for holding an employee accountable for doing work, for doing her job. So, all that's to say is that apparently nowadays, if you expect young people to actually, do their jobs, right? Apparently that's bullying, right? That's a form of bullying.
Prosecutors say the only reason the attack stopped is because Good Samaritan Devontae Pace, who was in the drive-thru and saw everything, fired a warning shot towards the attacker.
I guess it would be a warning shot because she didn't get hit, but it definitely was towards her, and I didn't mind shooting her, so I was shooting at her.
Judge Kathleen Galen finding enough probable cause to order Muhammad to stand trial, so she will be back in court December 2nd. As for Harris's daughter, who is accused of bringing that knife to court, prosecutors are considering charges for her actions in court. In East Point, I'm Rudolph Sinaida, 7 News Detroit.
Imagine, again, losing your mother to a crazy woman that they knew, by the way. Like, apparently they were friendly with Afeni Muhammad, right? This lunatic. Imagine losing your mother at the hands of somebody like that in that type of situation, under those circumstances, at 17 years old. I couldn't imagine that. Like, I would be devastated. So I totally understand where the anger is coming from. Totally understand. I totally get it. Especially considering the fact that this woman, Afeni Muhammad, arguably should have been in prison. She should have been in jail because she had a prior incident back in 2022 in which she pleaded guilty to, quote, felony unlawful wounding after stabbing her then boyfriend. As part of that plea, she received a suspended sentence of 4 years, provided she complied with probation, canceling, protective order, batterer's program, etc. So basically, because a judge decided to be soft on an individual who had already shown signs of being crazy enough to try to kill somebody, to stab people to death, the judge said, yeah, we are sentencing you to 4 years, but we're going to suspend it as long as you don't get in any more trouble. So had the judge not suspended the sentence, had the judge actually had this woman locked up, this mother would still be alive. She'd still be alive. And that's the most devastating part about this. She should have been in prison. She should have been behind bars. But because this woman was not behind bars, because she was allowed to continue to walk free when she should have been in jail, this happened. So I'm praying for the family. I'm praying for the daughter. I think that she definitely needs some counseling. She definitely is going to need somebody in her life to help her with this, because again, I can only imagine the type of anger and the emotion that she's feeling. Again, you got to take a step back and understand that she lost her mother in one of the most tragic ways possible, and just finish watching the video of it, right? So watching the video of your mother being stabbed to death, and then afterwards the stabber basically saying, well, she deserved it because, your mom was a bully, right? Wow. It's sad. It really is. And, any 17-year-old, going through something like that. This type of emotion is justified, right? To want to seek revenge. Yeah, it's justified. And that's why, I say that she needs counseling more so than anything. Because I'm sure, when people lose their loved ones tragically like this, yeah, that is how people feel. So we're going to see. But I'm hoping that Afeni Muhammad here never sees the light of day again. You can't have these type of lunatics running around on the streets. You just can't. Okay, you got to lock them up. And had this woman been locked up before, when she did this before, right, this would not have happened. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.